1:35, so in 5 more minutes.
I'm going to be up to 49 people on my Google Meet screen. I haven't had that many pictures before.
Definitely, I can feel the energy in this Zoom.
We have an
Exciting.
awesome
So for those of you
turnout
who
for our
are
presentation.
joining us, welcome to this Faculty of Engineering's open house or engineering open house session. We will be beginning at 1:35, so make sure your mics are muted. We're just waiting for a few more people to join us. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to the engineering session of Open House. We will be beginning in 3 minutes, so make sure your mics are muted. We will go over the Faculty of Engineering programs, and then we will open up breakout rooms for software engineering, mechanical, nuclear, and so forth. I'm not sure about everyone over here, but I could definitely feel some energy coming from my screen, right? Which is very good. I'm located here in Oshawa. I'm feeling the energy over here, so I hope it's equal for you as well.
Hello from Graduate Studies.
Hello, Graduate Studies, and welcome.
I am super pumped, looking forward to it all.
That's amazing. Thanks for being here, Joel. We are so excited as well.
Well, I'm excited about our research-based program, so that makes 2 of us.
Well, you know what, Joel? This is a prime opportunity for you to share that information with us. I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait to hear about all the research and exciting opportunities that's going to be happening with the Graduate Studies session later on. So can't wait to hear that, Joel. So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to the engineering session of Open House. We will be beginning momentarily. If you could kindly please mute your mics, and we will be starting momentarily. We're going to go over a general overview of the engineering programs, and then the sessions will open up on the programs that you might be interested in. And we will get into that very soon. You're definitely in the right place for co-op and internships, residents. We could touch on residents in a bit. And all of your first year experiences will be covered momentarily, so stay tuned. For anything engineering related, you are in the right place, whether if it's residents, admissions, first year experiences, and so forth. You are in the right place, so just stay tuned and we will be starting momentarily. See, there you go. You know, Zach, I'm feeling the energy as well. I'm equally feeling it as well. And I'm sure everyone in the Zoom is feeling that energy as well. So which is good. No problem at all. Okay, I'll give it another minute. I see the numbers are going up again. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the engineering session of Open House. We will be beginning in less than a minute. So if you could kindly please mute your mics, we will be starting. All right, I will give it another minute. I see more of our friends are joining us. It is energetic, which is good. Okay, so I guess we can start right now. So for those of you who are just joining us, again, please make sure that your mics are muted. You will have an opportunity to ask questions and engage with up your students, faculty, as well as research and so many other opportunities here. But for right now, just make sure your mics are muted.
So we'd like to start off the day with a land acknowledgement. Ontario Tech University acknowledges the lands and the people of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. We are thankful to be welcomed on these lands in friendship. The lands we are situated on are covered under the Williams Treaties and the traditional territory of the Mississauga, a branch of the Greater Anishinaabe Nation, including Algonquin, Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. These lands remain home to a number of Indigenous nations and people. We acknowledge this land out of respect for the Indigenous nations who have cared for Turtle Island, also known as North America, from before the arrival of settler peoples until this day. Most importantly, we remember the history of these lands has been tainted by poor treatment and a lack of friendship with the First Nations who call them home. This history is something we are all affected by, as we are all treaty people in Canada. We all have a shared history to reflect on, and each of us is affected by this history in different ways. Our past defines our present, but if we move forward as friends and allies, then it does not have to define our future.
Thank you so much, Kerry. So my name is Stephen Jagathisan. I'm an academic advisor here with the engineering faculty. It is with great honor and great privilege I introduce our dean, a friend and a mentor, Dr. Hussam Kishawi.
Thank you, Theben. Good afternoon and welcome to our virtual open house. My name is Hussam Kishawi. I am the Dean of Engineering and Applied Science at Ontario Tech University. While I was hoping to meet you in person today, I am certain that in the near future, we will be able to meet, and I look forward to welcome you to our campus. Until we meet in person, I hope you will be able to gain some valuable information from our team of engineering faculty, staff, and students who are joining me today. Our programs are designed to provide our students with the opportunities they need to develop lifelong learning skills and to gain hands-on engineering design experience. Here at Ontario Tech Engineering, we give our students meaningful experiences by combining academics with experiential learning opportunities. For example, technology-enriched learning is a foundation on which our faculty was founded, and modern technology has always been at the core of our programs. One unique feature for engineering at Ontario Tech is that we provide our students with all the needed software they need in each term, such that it's going to be available for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. By this, it is as easy as you will take your laptop to the IT office. You're going to upload it with all the required softwares. We offer 7 different leading-edge engineering programs, all of which are fully accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board. This is what we call CEAB. Our programs are regularly listed among the top engineering programs in Ontario. The recent US News survey ranks engineering at Ontario Tech to be number 3 in Ontario, and the area of energy and fuel has been highlighted as a big research area for engineering, and we were ranked number 2 in Ontario. We offer unique programs that you cannot find elsewhere. We have the only automotive and nuclear engineering programs in Canada, and the only manufacturing engineering in Ontario. Also, many of our programs have unique specialization that allow students to specialize in niche areas. For example, in mechanical engineering, we offer specialization in the area of energy engineering. In electrical engineering, we offer specialization in smart grid. And in software engineering, we have specialization in the Internet of Things. Students enrolled in our undergraduate programs have the opportunity to participate also in a co-op or internship. As well, they can develop leadership skills through participation in students' clubs and organizations. We prepare our graduates to thrive and excel in the workplace, and we empower our students to solve the world's most complex problems and to engineer a bright future for all of us. Before I close today, I know lots of you are wondering what your learning experience will be this coming fall. And I would like to share with you that right now, we have planned for the majority of our courses to take place on campus. This includes small and medium-sized classes, tutorials, graduate seminars, and labs. Our large lectures may be held online this fall. Final decision regarding online versus face-to-face will be based on the public health guidelines that will be in place at that time. I want you to know that the health of our students, staff, and faculty members is our first priority. Thank you again for coming today, and please enjoy the rest of the virtual open house. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Keshawi. Some very wise and very information words as well. So, you know what? If you were in person, the biggest thing that is major advantages to open house is hearing upper year students talk about their experiences. Unfortunately, because we are virtual, there's a little clip that I wanted to show you that highlights campus experiences and gaining tips and information from upper year students.
What do I love about Ontario Tech? How nice the campus is.
One of my favorite things at Ontario Tech University is the new and modernized labs. The lab equipment inside of the labs are actually applicable to industry, and they're very useful.
Upper year engineers are always ready to give a helping hand. It really is a big engineering family.
The engineering faculty at Ontario Tech is really supportive when it comes to student build teams and design projects. For example, if you have an amazing idea that you want to bring to life, there are countless facilities on campus that will help make that model a reality, such as the Engineering Design Studio.
It's extremely easy to make friends and find people with common interests. If you have an idea and it takes technology to make it happen, this is the right place for you.
I love the wide variety of resources available to us students, from wonderful professors and TAs to academic advising, the co-op internship office, and the workshops provided.
One of the things I like about Ontario Tech is the wealth of academic support that's always available, from past sessions to peer-assisted tutoring. Everyone at the school is there to help you succeed.
One of my favorite things about Ontario Tech is the library. It's a fantastic study space with a super productive environment, and it's got the added bonus of cafe right here so you can grab a drink and a bite to eat to bring in with you.
There are tons of build teams that you can participate in, such as Formula SAE, Robot in 3 Days, or even RoboMaster, that will help develop the skills that you need later on in the workforce.
The small community, although it's like a mid-sized university, it has a really great student community where we're really well connected with each other. You're able to help each other when needed, or you can go ask upper years if you need help yourself.
What do I love about Ontario Tech? All the friends that I've met here.
So make some noise for some upper year students. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. So you had a moment to hear some experiences and why up-here students love the campus, love the program, have that experience and have that meaningful connections. But as you transition from high school into university, or from college or from another university into Ontario Tech and into the Faculty of Engineering, what does first year experience mean to you? Right, you're coming into a brand new program, a brand new university. When you transition, what does that mean to you? First year experience is a whole collective experience, whether if it's coming and staying on campus, or maybe if it's supporting you throughout that journey. From your time here at the Faculty of Engineering, from the time that you graduate, we have dedicated support staff and up-year students to amazing faculty that will help you and guide you throughout that journey. So your first year, so I'm a first year academic advisor. Your first year here at the Faculty of Engineering is common. So aside from the nuclear engineering program, every single engineering program is common. You have extensive hands-on lab experiences that you will work on, whether it's from your first year doing engineering design labs to your capstone project. That's something that you will take on when you before you graduate. To co-op and internship opportunities, giving you that real hands-on exposure is something very important to us, and it's actually ingrained into our programs. We also have the 5-year management program. So if you choose to do the 5-year engineering management program, you have that option to do that. And you'll take some engineering courses along with business courses within 5 years. In your 4th year and your final year, we have the capstone project. So before you graduate, you get to solve and tackle some real world challenges and problems that you will find innovation and creativity to move forward with. So all this is the overall experience of first year. But again, there's faculty, staff, amazing professors, to up-year students, to all these support services that you could take advantage of. The other cool thing is you'll be surprised about the number of students who come in and they say, you know what, I really don't know what engineering I have to choose by the June deadline. That's okay. We have a comprehensive engineering program, and what that means is you have the option of coming into an undeclared program, and then you could choose into a different engineering once you finish first year. So you do have that option. If you're not too sure if you want to go into software or mechanical or automotive or nuclear, you do have the option of going into a comprehensive program and then changing after that. First year is common, so you're taking all the common courses in first year. You take 5 and 6 courses, and we will get into that in a bit. So the 5-year, great question, the 5-year engineering program is designed with engineering and business courses, but in the breakout sessions, you'll hear more about that. So instead of me going on and on, I'm going to invite my friend Sydney, who is in her 3rd year of software engineering, to talk a little bit about getting involved on campus, balancing academics and non-academics. Sydney, take it away.
Awesome. So hey, everybody. My name is Sydney, and I am in the software engineering program here. And I'm going to talk a bit about the student clubs and teams. So besides your academics that you're obviously going to university for, there's lots of different ways to get involved and meet the rest of your fellow students. You also get to learn a bit more about engineering and the hands-on aspects of it. So we have awesome clubs like the Engineering Student Society, which is a part of helping all the engineers make the best out of their university experience. They also help with academic support, so they can run workshops, or they also have a lot of mental health training as well to make sure that everybody is staying happy while they're doing their education. We also have clubs and teams like Ontario Tech Racing as pictured here. So they actually design, build, and even race their own Formula SAE car. And they have done it internationally. So that is one of the really cool teams that we have. We also have Robot in 3 Days, which is near and dear to my heart, where they take the first robotics challenge and they complete it in 3 days. So usually I think teams do it in 7 weeks, but we do it for 3 days straight, which is definitely a great way to really learn all the cool hands-on stuff that you're learning in class. and under an immense amount of pressure, which is kind of fun. It kind of simulates a little bit of the work environment when you get to work with other people, which is another great reason to join a club or team, is that you get to learn leadership and teamwork skills. And those are two huge parts of being an engineer, is learning how to work with other people, because we can't do it all by ourselves, and also leadership. So learning how to run a team or work with other people. And we have awesome other things like the Design League. We have Engineers Without Borders, Women in Engineering, and so many more. And all of these have adapted to an online type of format. I know the Design League did a design-a-thon, and it was completely online. And from my roommates, they told me that it was super fun, it was really easy, and they were actually really excited to do the online format. So these are also some awesome great ways to get involved. So next up, Ellen is going to talk about two other ways that are near and dear to my heart getting involved, engineering outreach and women in engineering. So take it away, Ellen.
Thank you, Sid. So just quickly, everyone, so hello, my name is Ellen James. And as Sid said, I work with the women in engineering students at our school. But a big thing that a lot of students don't know when they come into Ontario Tech University or university in general is there's two things that are really important. And school is one of them, but other two I'm going to talk about today. And the ones I want to talk about is first is getting connected to all the peers you're going to be with. And the second one is getting involved. This university experience is definitely to get a degree, but it's also to kind of learn some things about yourself and grow and develop your skills outside of actually doing the coursework. So if I can highly recommend anything you do when you're in your 4 years or 5 years at university is to get involved, okay? And there's lots of support at Ontario Tech U that is willing to help you with this, and I'm one of them. So within Women in Engineering, a couple things I do for all engineering students at the school is we develop 3 different types of events. We develop social events to grow community and to welcome our first years. We develop events for professional development. So we help you guys learn the skills you need to get the jobs you want or the co-op and internship experiences you want. And the final thing is we do networking. So we actually get to network with different groups and organizations and companies to learn more about what they do, and also just to actually, get you guys some connections with our alum or with other people who are engineers and working. Now, something that's really, really, really important is that this is just one way of many ways to get involved. But this is a great way to get involved. So if you're ever at Ontario Tech University and you're looking to get involved, please reach out to me. I'm always willing to help you in any way possible. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about today is the second part of my job, which is engineering outreach. If you haven't heard about Engineering Outreach is a non-for-profit organization that teaches kids K-12 about STEM. So what do? We actually go in and we do hands-on workshops that are fun and exciting to get these kids interested in science, technology, or engineering and math. And how can you help? So there's 2 ways that we have students at Ontario Tech U help us. They either volunteer with us or they actually work with us. Now, working with us can be a lot. So some students like to volunteer. But if you're looking for something where you could do 10 hours a week and make some money but make an impact on our community, then working with us is a great option. Now, a couple things that are coming up this summer that I wanted to share with you guys is 2 different opportunities. Right now, we have actually high school applications out, so you can actually come and work with us this summer. And the second thing is we're actually running programming for students to learn more about engineering, to learn more about coding, artificial intelligence, and calculus and physics. So it's going to be directed towards students going into engineering, but it's going to be at the high school level. So if you're interested in any of these programs, someone will drop my email into the chat and you guys can directly email me. And now I'm going to pass it over to Anne, who is our co-op and internship officer within the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science.
Thanks, Ellen, and I can't agree more. Getting involved on campus is the way to really attract an employer. Employers are so interested in what you're passionate about, and getting involved in clubs and associations and do individual projects will really help you attract any employer that you're interested in working with. So we do have a video that Stephen is now going to play for us.
I'm Colby, the Co-op and Internship Officer here in the Faculty of Engineering. So my job is to promote co-op and internship to students and help them make connections to employers where they'd like to gain valuable experience prior to graduation. I think most students are apprehensive before they're starting a co-op or internship to really learn what in the real world does an engineer actually do. So I think it really reinforces what you learn in school in theory into putting into place in the industries.
My name is Ivano Laverchosa, and I'm the president and CEO of Oshawa Power. We're really excited to be part of the university and part of the internship program from a couple of perspectives. I think the students see us and this opportunity as a great advantage for them. One, it complements their learning and it gives them the real world thinking.
In a lot of cases, the place where you do your internship, they offer you a position after if you do a good job.
I would say the experience for sure. There was a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have gained if I was just in the classroom. And then as well, it was just networking, so not even just within the company, but since we have clients with the clients as well.
We figured what better way to get new grads interested in working at Alithia than to try them out in a co-op position at Alithia with the hopes that when they graduate, they'll consider us for a career.
Completing the internship gave me a lot more focus on exactly what I wanted to do. And it really helps to propel and prepare you for your next position in the workforce.
After I graduate, I know I want to get my PNG, and I know that my time here will contribute towards it.
It gave me really good experience and idea of what type of job I would like to look for in the future.
I would say to just take the risk and do it.
The program definitely works. Our alumni, are really climbing the ladder quickly by benefiting from participating as an undergrad in co-op and internship.
To our Faculty of Engineering co-op and internship site.
So co-op and internship is an optional opportunity after second year. As long as you have a GPA of 2.3 and above, then you apply and you're welcomed into the program. What's also great is we have a lot of employers, over 100 different ones that regularly post at the school, but any company is an option for you. So we would work together to reach out to that company and hopefully lead you to exactly the job and the experience that you're interested in having. And I have the next slide. Yeah. So a lot of people want to know what's the difference between a co-op and internship. Well, a co-op is 4 months, usually in the summer. But what's really great, many employers would like to keep you for a long time. So you're really part of the team. So after third year or fourth year, if you're in the management program, you would go and work at a company for 12 to 16 months. And I'll tell you, when you're leaving that opportunity, many people will be surprised to learn that you are actually a student. You've been that much a part of the team. So last year, we had over 300 students that participated. Our numbers were a little bit down due to COVID and in a difficult labor market, but definitely there's lots of opportunities available. Many positions are posted on campus, but I encourage people to be looking at LinkedIn, Workopolis, Indeed.ca. Put in what you're planning to study. Put in the engineering co-op and you'll see all the many different opportunities that are available to students. So co-op, you only pay a fee if you accept and sign an offer and are part of the program. Our Board of Governors sets the fee, and presently it's $624.24 a semester that you're enrolled in co-op or internship. All the positions are paid, full-time positions, and great salaries. You'll see that they ranged all the way from up to $25,000 a semester. So it's a great way to finance your education, but you truly are investing in your future. Getting your first job in engineering as an undergrad really helps set you up for that grad job once you graduate. What's also nice is the time that you work, up to 12 months, will count towards your future professional engineer of Ontario licensing. Takes 48 months to become a professional engineer, but 12 months of your undergrad experience will count towards that. But many students are graduating. If they do a co-op after second year, 16 months after third year, they have 20 months, close to 2 years experience prior to graduating. So that does really help open the number of positions that are available to you when you graduate with your strong engineering degree. So here we've got logos for many companies that have currently provided opportunities for our students. But part of the fun in our office is helping you connect with companies where you'd really like to work. And that's a definite possibility. I wish all of you well, and I hope that you all will be part of the co-op and internship program at Ontario Tech U.
Thank you so much, Anne. Make some noise for Sydney, Ellen, and Anne. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. So it's you had a sense of balancing academics and non-academics. You had a sense of what co-op and internship means, getting involved on campus, and leading to job opportunities. Before we talk about hands-on experiences, there is a poll going on right now. So if you could take a minute and click on that triangle button, there's a poll that's active right now. We just want to know what program you're coming from. So there might be a lot of different questions happening. Your transition from high school to university, and so forth. You can always email firstyear.engineering@ontariotecU.ca. Your first year advising office will be a main hub for any kind of transition support to any kind of connections that you will make in once at your time here at Ontario Tech University. So engineering labs, in the Faculty of Engineering or in any engineering programs, having hands-on experiences is essential. Some of the labs that you're going to be seeing is only a sample that you will experience at your time here at Ontario Tech. Whether if you're in the nuclear engineering program, to mechanical, automotive, software, mechatronics, any kind of engineering programs, our emphasis is hands-on learning. So I'm going to show you a clip right now with some of the sample labs that you might see in first year or at your time here at Ontario Tech University and with the Faculty of Engineering. So give me one sec.
Hi, my name is Uni Lee and I'm in my final year of mechanical engineering here at Ontario Tech. Right now, we're in front of the engineering building here at North Campus, which is the hub for all engineering students. I'm going to take you on a tour. Let's start off with the manufacturing lab. Hey, Peter.
Hi, come on in.
This is Peter. He's the mechanical and manufacturing technician.
In this lab, we do projects, design projects and capstone projects. The students have access to the equipment using laser cutters, water jet, 3D printers, saws for cutting material, CNC lathe, and mill for them to use.
Thanks so much, Peter, for showing us around. All right, let's go check out the combustions lab. Hey, Russell.
Hi, how are you doing?
This is Russell. He's the mechanical and mechatronics technician.
And here we have our engines test lab. It's fully fit out with our steam engines. We have a Rankine cycler in there, several motors that we can test on our motor testing bench, and a gas turbine that's completely to scale. And everything inside this room is fully vented to the outside, so it's perfectly capable of running all of our gas and propane fueled instruments.
Thank you so much, Russell.
Thank you guys for coming. Have a great day.
Next, we're going to look at the electric machines lab. Hey, Govin. Hi. This is Govin.
He's the manager of technical services here at engineering. Hey Govind, can you tell us a little more about these machines?
I certainly can, sure. Thank you. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of testing stations we have here in this teaching space. So we have very modular systems like the Unitrain, which is manufactured by the Lucas Newlay. It's a German company. And also we have LabVolt here, which is again a station which is top of the line. It's very modular. So both these systems, they help us, they help the students learn about different practical aspects of electrical engineering pertaining to electric machines and also power systems. So just briefly, you can see systems here. There's a DC motor where students can learn about the functioning and different aspects of the DC motor generator. We have a lot of other modules available here in one of these module banks. So depending on the experiments, the students can effectively learn the practical aspects of what they learned in the class.
Thank you so much, Govind.
All right, see you later.
All right, let's go take a walk to Cirque. We are at the Software and Informatics Research Center. This is where our software engineering students have their labs and classes. The Innovation Studio also lives here. Let's go check it out.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Welcome to the Engineering Innovation and Design Studio.
So what do you guys do here?
Well, the Engineering Innovation and Design Studio is intended for student use for creating various projects, whether they be capstone or personal projects. It's intended to make using new technologies more accessible for students to create usable and working prototypes. And to do so, there's a lot of different equipment in here, including computer workstations that are great for doing CAD work, electronic workstations to test electronic circuits, 3D printers with FDM and resin-based 3D printers, and as well as soldering stations to create various circuits.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at Ontario Tech Engineering.
You had a glimpse of some of the labs that you're going to be exposed to. You know what, Nick? Yes, make some noise, Nick. Make some noise. Make some noise. So you had a glimpse of some of the hands-on learning opportunities that you're going to be exposed to. And again, it doesn't matter which engineering program you're part of, whether it's nuclear or mechanical, automotive, software. Everything is designed to give you that hands-on exposure. Now, one of the cool things from this tour, Uni went across the street to a Cirque building to see this amazing engineering innovation studio. The cool thing is that studio is actually going to be relocated at the OPG building, and there's going to be a first-year hub with design studio, latest technology that will help you in the process of supporting your journey and your educational experiences. A couple of other things to keep in mind before we go on is, you know, getting involved on campus is huge, but also balancing your academics and non-academics is also very essential as well. So if you are solely focused on social activities and getting involved on campus, your academics might suffer. So definitely balancing academics and non-academics is huge. Another thing to keep in mind is whatever university you're considering, make sure you navigate the support services available for you, whether if that's a peer tutor or an advisor. Become a tourist and learn about all the resources available for you as a first-year student, so you have the resources in place. Just in a few minutes, we're going to be opening up the breakout rooms where you could talk to alumni, you could talk to current up-year students, and just to gain that inside perspective on what it will help you with that transition process. There was a question here about which programs were accredited in engineering. All of our engineering programs are fully accredited, and you'll hear more about them in the different breakout rooms once we open that up. So again, keep in mind, academics and non-academics is huge, because you don't only want to focus on your academics and burn out, and you don't want to focus on your non-academics and get into trouble as well. Have fun, right? Your first year is going to be one of those remarkable journeys, unforgettable ones, filled with rich opportunities and learning excitement. So definitely have fun. So I guess we could. So just before we open up the breakout rooms, we are ahead of schedule for a few. We are ahead of schedule. So maybe if anyone has any questions about first year experiences, or any questions about the university experience or the engineering program, we'll be happy to answer them before we open up the different rooms.
I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What if you've already made up your mind about what type of engineering you're going to do? Are you still going to do a comprehensive study in the first year before you choose in the second year?
What a phenomenal question. And you know what? The cool thing is because first year is common here at Ontario Tech University, you have the option of switching your mind after first year. A lot of students who come in from, whether if you're coming from high school or from a different university or college, they're not really sure what engineering they want to get into. So you could definitely switch from one engineering program to another engineering program because first year is common. We do look at space and we do look at other things, but most of the times it's a very easy transition to go from one program to another program. You're going to be taking 5 to 6 courses in your first year. So they're math and science based. Once you finish those are the fundamental pillars for second year, third year, and fourth year. So all the courses that you will be taking, you could easily adjust and adapt to second year and third year for different programs. So in your case, if you came into mechanical comprehensive and you're like, you know what, after sitting in this presentation, software engineering or mechatronics is for me, you could easily switch that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Stephen, can I just add to that?
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Knuckleby. Go ahead.
If you have some idea what program you want to do, you should choose that program. That way you're guaranteed a spot in the program. With the comprehensive, there's no guarantees, like if a program is full. So you should really try and choose a program you're interested in. The comprehensive should be your backup plan.
All right, so if I just choose, like, let's say electrical, I'm with electrical for like till I graduate.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the first year is common, so it makes switching easier after first year if you so choose.
So how many opportunities do you get to switch? 1 or 2?
So maybe I could jump in that one.
Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
Thank you, Dr. Knuckleby. So you know what, you have actually, there's no cap on the number of times that you can switch, but here's my humble advice. After first year, it's actually a lot harder for you to switch from one program to another program. And the reason is after first year, let's say if you're in electrical and you want to jump from electrical to mechanical, they're 2 separate programs. They cover 2 different areas. So if you finish your second year, it means you would have to go back and retake the courses that you missed in the program that you want to get into. So my humble advice is, like Dr. Knuckleby said, if you know the program that you want to get into, stay in that program. But first year is ultimately your area that you want to switch into. That being said, we do have some students who have switched in the second year and third year. It would mean that they would have to go back and retake courses that they were missing in the new program. But the main emphasis is follow your passion, right? What are you passionate about? You know, and a lot of people won't know that until time goes by. So definitely follow your passion, do your research. The first year advising office, along with our other support services, we offer a lot of different workshops, like love your program, get to know your program. There's a lot of networking opportunities that you can engage with to make sure that you know what the program entails. And you know what, the other thing too is talk to professors, right? talking to professors will be a huge, huge gift wrapped up in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift wrapping paper, because they have so much knowledge, so much information, and they could share that knowledge with you as well, along with up year students.
Steven, can I add?
Yeah, absolutely, Ellen. Go right ahead.
So something that's super interesting and something that you don't really discover till you have graduated, but I would say that for any engineering discipline you go into, there's always going to be overlap. And even within your courses, but even once you're done graduating, so I know you guys are just getting into school, so this is looking about 4 years in advance of you guys graduating, but really think about the overlap. You really want to learn as much as you can within your program, but you also want to be flexible. So for example, I studied a certain type of engineering, and within my first year, I was looking at a different type of engineering when I was actually on my internship. And that happens a lot. So just because you go into one type of engineering doesn't mean you're always going to be strictly in that stream. You do see other streams kind of come into that stream. So that's just something to kind of add on. But it is important to kind of go with your passion, what you've been said, and just make sure that when you find which stream you want to go into, you kind of definitely learn those concepts first, and then learn how you can connect them to other ones. One of the biggest ones is software engineering, right? Every type of engineering connects to software. As a mechanical engineer, if you can code, it'll help you. As an electrical engineer, if you can code, it'll help you. So just really thinking about how they connect together is really important as well. Thanks, Stephen.
No problem. You know what? I'm just going to show, we've been throwing out this comprehensive program, common first year. We've been throwing out all these slogans and these verbiages throughout the session. I just wanted to show you, this is a basic first year engineering program map. So first year, you're going to be taking technical communications, introduction to engineering, calculus 1, linear algebra for engineers, and physics 1. Now for nuclear engineering students, there's one course that's different. And for semester 2, you're going to be taking chemistry for engineers, engineering design, introduction to programming, calculus 2, physics 2, impact of science and technology. And again, there's one course that's different here as well. So this is the common course at first year. So you're taking 5 and 6 courses. Not all of these courses will help you in terms of progressing into second year. So definitely meet with the academic advisors when you choose the university that you want to go into, and map out the courses that you want to take. So if you're thinking of taking a reduced course load, before you drop any courses, definitely talk to academic advising, and they will let you know which courses you definitely need and which courses you could take in summer or in another semester. So you would take 5 and 6 courses after first year, being exposed to multiple different disciplines, whether if it's introduction to engineering, introduction to programming, or engineering design. You have the opportunity to switch if you wanted to. And if you don't, that's okay. You will still stay in the same program that you started from, and then you will graduate from that. So the advantage with our program is you don't reapply to the program over and over again. So if you get into electrical engineering, you stay in electrical engineering until you graduate, unless if you wish to switch. So I'll just go back here. Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions or concerns? So Amit, if I could just pick on you for a second, you are an alumni, you graduated, and now you're working in your field. What advice would you give to students who are transitioning from high school, university or college to Ontario Tech University? Amit, you're on mute, I think. Oh, Amit, we're having a hard time hearing you. Okay, Amit is having some technical difficulties right now, but that's okay. Nick, what about you? You are about to be graduating soon. What is one tip that you could give to students who are coming in?
Yeah, it's definitely like you mentioned, like you want to pick a field of engineering that you're certainly interested in. Not only does it kind of help you engage more in the program, but again, if you do want to switch, you want to be kind of like accepted in your program before, because it guarantees you a spot, like Dr. Knockleby said. So if you decide to change later on, that's okay. But again, like it is kind of almost like a first come, first serve. So definitely choose what you're interested in. Like personally for mechatronics, I've had a really great time. There's like countless build projects and stuff that I've worked on, as well as design teams. I'm actually the lead of both RI3D, the Robot in 3 Days, and RoboMaster, which just started this year. So there's certainly a lot of experiences you can have no matter what field of engineering you choose. But again, it's up to you. And certainly choose something that you're interested in, and you'll have a great time. I guarantee that.
Thank you so much, Nick. So definitely, and you will have an opportunity to talk to some up-here students in the breakout sessions. You will have an opportunity to talk to some professors, some research opportunities as well. So definitely ask as many questions as you need to, right? Because open houses is one of the crucial things that will help you in supporting you in making that decision. So definitely asking as many questions as you can could help you with that process. There was a question earlier on about residence. I'll just touch on that very quickly. Residence is guaranteed to all first-year students as long as you apply by the June 1st deadline. Now, the engineering program has a cool program. It's called the GEARS program, Giving Engineers Academic Resources. What that means is your neighbor will be an engineering student, your roommate will be an engineering student, that whole hallway is engineering students. We have professional workshops, we have social events, we have so many different things that you could choose to do. So GEARS is part of the engineering programs. There's nothing additional with that. You don't have to pay anything additional. It's just cool that you live amongst engineering people in different programs. It might be the same program as you, with mechanical. So residence is guaranteed to all first-year students as long as you apply by the deadline date.
Sir, I've got another question.
Yes, sir.
I think it varies from course to course, but in terms of dissertations, how long should a dissertation and/or project take, or how long should they be?
Great question. You know what? I think at this point, I'm actually going to get Lisa Bailey. She's graduating this year. She's going on to conquer the world. Lisa Bailey, the question was, how long is projects and work expected?
Dissertation.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, dissertations. Like, how long should your dissertation be, and your project as well?
How long the projects? Sorry,
Yeah.
my is even. So in terms of like capstone projects, final year project, that's 8 months. In terms of like regular projects in classes, it really depends on just the semester. Like a course project is really just 4 months. And then the capstone, as I said, final year is 8 months.
Okay. I was also trying to refer to dissertations, but I'm not sure you heard me.
There is no dissertation. There's just the 4th year capstone project, which is a group project.
Oh, there's no dissertations. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Dr. Knuckleby. So you know what? At this point, looking at the time, if I could have all faculty and students, faculty and volunteers and staff, please go to your breakout rooms right now. We're going to be opening them up in momentarily. So if there's any advisors in this room, if there's any faculty members, any students, please make sure that you go to your designated breakout rooms, and we're going to be opening them in a few minutes. Are there any other questions? Now, this room is going to turn into the automotive and mechatronics room. So if anyone has any questions, definitely you're more than welcome to stay, and you can always jump from one room to another room as well. Does anyone have any other questions? How many of you are excited about choosing universities and being accepted into first year and having your journey transformed as a result? How many of you are feeling excitement right now? Yeah, okay, very excited, that's good. So definitely take as much information as you can from these virtual open houses. It's a huge opportunity for you to connect with faculty, up-year students, alumni, and so forth. So a quick thing about the breakout rooms. so the automotive and mechatronic session will be in this room right here. So this will turn into the automotive and mechatronics. There's going to be an electrical and software room that's going to be opened up, and Samantha is posting the links as we speak. Thank you, Samantha. Mechanical and manufacturing will be opening up, and again, you will have an opportunity to see some labs, to see some research opportunities, to see some, and these are for all of our programs. And talk to some upper year students, talk to some faculty. There's going to be a session for nuclear engineering as well. Sam, if you could post that link as well.
All right, welcome everybody to the software and electrical room.
And now,
we're going to let some more people join in, and we'll get started soon.
There is a session for grad studies as well. So if you're interested in any master's or PhD programs, so any grad studies program, we have its own session. So this is mainly an undergrad session, but we do have a session for the grad studies as well. So those rooms will be open for you right now. So if you do want to join them, you're more than welcome to.
Welcome everyone to the software and electrical room.
So again,
we'll
if
give
you are interested in
about a minute or so, make sure all of our staff and students are here as well, and then we'll get started.
Has posted the links,
so if you have any questions at all throughout the presentations or question period, feel free to put them into the chat box.
Mechanical and manufacturing.
If you'd like to ask them, go ahead and use the raise hand function down at the bottom, and then someone will call on you and you can continue to unmute. But for now, just leave yourself on mute. And yeah, I think we will get started shortly. Yes, so this is the electrical and software room. So we have some professors, we have some staff, and we have some upper year students here to talk about the electrical and software programs. Let me know if you're looking for a different room, and I can give you the link for that as well. We also have things for mechatronics, automotive, mechanical, manufacturing, nuclear, and then there's also some grad studies and international student rooms available as well. Yeah, so I can give you the link to the international room. They're just going to be talking about general international studies, though. If you want to learn more about software engineering, then you should stay in this room. But this is the link for international. And the okay, yeah, so we'll talk about a kind of general timeline for the electrical engineering as well as software engineering courses.
Okay, so go ahead.
Just got a few more people coming into the room here. Perfect.
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Okay. So if
I just feel like I should be playing some kind of like elevator music or something when everybody's coming in.
You're going to be starting, I believe, your first semester at university in April or sometime. So you are going to have one semester.
Okay.
My concern would be that you would not have enough
of
a
welcome everybody to the electrical
background
and
in the academic subject prerequisites.
So first off, we're going to be hearing from a few professors about the electrical program, the software program, and then things like the day in the life of a student or Capstone, which is a really cool thing that engineers get to do in their final year. So stay tuned for that. And afterwards, we'll be having a general Q&A session where you can ask any questions you have, and our faculty, staff, and students will be more than happy to answer any of those questions. So like I said before, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So you can find that in the top right of your screen, the little speech bubble.
Start communicating via email.
Or if you'd like to speak out loud, you can use the raise hand function down at the bottom of your screen. You can just click that, and somebody can call on you, and you can continue to unmute. But for now, please leave yourselves on mute and use the chat function for any questions.
Just one thing
and
in general.
We will get
generally,
started.
we don't have
so I
January
believe
admission,
Dr. Min is going to start us off
some years,
with
some faculties
overview of electrical.
might open up applications for January.
Okay, hello everyone, can you hear me clearly?
But we don't find out that
Okay,
about
let me
those
share
details
my
until
screen.
October. So January might be possible, but again, I can't promise it, unfortunately. We find out about that sometime in September, October. But please, Shania, do send an email, futurestudent@ontario.ca.
Can you see my screen?
Yep,
and
perfect.
Okay, great.
Let's start the conversation and then we can figure out some what your
hello everyone,
first
my
semester
name is
or first year
and
at
I'm a professor
Peru,
in electrical engineering program.
provides you and whether
I
that
welcome
covers the
everyone coming
prerequisites
to
or
our
not.
break room to discuss our program. You see my background. Basically, I try to have a virtual background as much as the university lecture hall. That's what you will imagine when you get into the university. That's your typical lecture hall, which is quite different from your high school environment. But that's our university, the lecturing, how it happened.
Feel free, we encourage you to ask your
So
questions.
my area is in wireless communication, basically anything to do with your wireless device, how it transmits information and information access. So, but in general, what is electrical engineering? Think about your daily activities. The electrical components now are behind almost everything we use. So it's sit into our everyday life. That includes all the electronics you use, the computer you use, the wireless communication, information access, power generation, and the energy system, right? And electrical engineers basically apply our specialized engineering skills that you're going to learn from university to develop and improve electrical products and systems. And that includes both design and manufacturing and the application of these system or devices and the operation of the systems. Okay, and in order to do that in the university, you're basically going to take some courses that relate to a different area. For example, if you can see my cursor, this is the area related with the communication, information access. You're going to learn what is the digital signal processing and the wireless communication networks, how to do the communication. And we have electronics, power electronics, and we have energy system, and we also have control, and that's also related to the robotics and mechatronics.
March 31st.
We also have
we will continue to accept applications after that.
Embedded systems
and
the
on a first come, first serve,
and some
first serve basis
energies.
and program
and all these areas, they require some core courses you're going to learn from the first year and second year, and have a specialized area that you're going to learn more in-depth knowledge in different these areas in the second and third year. And those
for undergraduate programs, we do not. But again, if it's a graduate program you're interested in, I would ask you to go to their Google, their Meet session,
for example, autonomous vehicles. That require wireless networks, communication, electronics,
and then
right?
Can you
and
please
control,
let me know
and
that there are any
fifth generation communication system and beyond that require
for international
the
students
communication
and local
technology,
students.
information access, machine learning.
The fees
all these
do differ. They actually differ greatly. I'm gonna give you a link.
System,
you can go,
right? Especially in
go
while
this
we
link,
are really
and you can determine exactly the fees,
and you learn the energy system,
all of those.
Power electronics related,
website.
and these all contribute to smart grid and smart city. And we also have industrial automation, right? That relate with the control, robotics, embedded system,
that we have some
and
joiners,
all the related areas.
So welcome, and we encourage you to ask your
automation.
questions.
And we also have a medical device and remote health information access and diagnostics. These are all the areas that
we're happy to answer your
fundamental core knowledge in your four-year university education to prepare you to go to the market and then to apply what you learn to contribute to all these areas. And for our program, we have some key program facts. First, our electrical engineering program is a fully accredited program by our Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board. And we are the top 10 electrical engineering program in Ontario. Our graduates will be prepared for employment directly in the Canadian electrical engineering and related industries, as I mentioned in the previous slides. And in the university education, we have lots of hands-on experiment activities that using these leading edge software and the tools for electrical design. And we have our comprehensive program.
So how does the university feel about gap
specialization? So for general comprehensive
we have
program,
nothing against them.
You're going to learn like the 4 pillars of main areas.
Honestly, sometimes you kind of want to promote them because it gives you
the other is relay
time out in the world before jumping
how
from
the
school
information are
to your next
transmitted and
career.
accessed.
It's kind of beneficial.
And the power and energy system relay with the power generation and the smart energy
and then
usage.
how many volunteer
And also the
hours
last one is the control, intelligent control systems, right? And
for our university, you don't need any volunteer hours. You may be thinking about our current Ontario high school students, which they do need some. If you're coming to our university, you don't need any to graduate.
Applications. That's our comprehensive program. We also offer a smart grid specialization. So this smart grid program specialization, it starts in the 4th year. You are going to learn more specific area in the smart power grid and microgrid.
No problem.
And you are going to learn some fundamentals related with the smart grid and the networking and the security related with the smart energy smart grid system and the power electronics and systems. And finally, the control and digital signal processing required in this area. Right. So then you will have a more
question that
specialized
international students will ask is relates to
and you will graduate with electrical
for
engineering program.
complete details on that, you can add the link to our English language
we also
proficiency
have
requirements page.
Our state-of-the-art
lab
lab facility in our
but generally, if you have studied for at least 3 years full-time in English, secondary and/or post-secondary, that will cover
labs. So we have, and the students utilize this lab for their labs access, and then learn hands-on experience.
What is full-time? Full-time is at least 3 courses per semester.
I'm just going to
or more. It's best to go into for more details, of course, for complete details, you need to go into
really cultivating
into the page.
design. I just give some 2 examples of electrical engineering capstone design. So the students using the final year have a group of 4 to 5. So basically, they follow the professor's design project. They come up with their own design and make some products. And the left-hand side is an example that there are
either
5
the medium
students
of instruction or the
have a
IELTS
project
test
with
is
power
needed for
generation,
admission
and they
requirements.
build acoustic sensor that can detect the machine, the
does this
abnormality in the
university
machine.
accept
So they
medium
use
of
this
instruction
acoustic
as a
sensor to
proficiency
mount
evidence?
on the
Yes.
remote
If you have studied for at least 3 years, now if I recall, you are with a state board school in India.
To see whether the pattern is abnormal.
If you have studied for at least 3 years of your secondary and senior secondary studies, if you study in English, that should be
more
fine.
efficient.
So that's basically the letter from your school indicating that your studies have been in English.
Including the mounting case. It's a pretty successful project.
Okay.
And the right-hand side is another capstone design project. That
what about
there are 4 students
what about the medium of instruction letter from the university?
Control.
Currently
so basically, they build this remote control, wireless control device. So that at a different room, the light will be automatically controlled, and
so,
also depend on your outside.
You would have been there for less than 3 years.
When it is bright or dark,
yeah,
the inside room
like
will automatically change to desired lighting level.
You might have 3 semesters there full time. So you would be missing 3 more semesters. Did you complete your senior secondary
so that's
in English
pretty much
in India?
finished my
the whole schooling
for electrical engineering program. And I'm going to
did you do both your secondary and your senior secondary at the same
Wonderful.
school?
Thank you so much. So we will get to questions at the end. So if you have any questions about electrical,
send us
hold on to them and we'll
email address, please.
talk about them in the Q&A session. And next we're going to hear about software engineering from Dr. Q. So Dr. Q, take it away.
They have studied with us for their, they've done their full education with us this many years in.
Go and share my screen. All right, can you see my slides?
Yep.
Are they changing?
Yes.
All right, well, good afternoon everyone, and thank you for joining us for our open house. My name is Kasai Mahmood. My students call me Dr. Q. I'm a professor of software engineering and associate dean for experiential learning and outreach. So today I'm going to tell you about our software engineer program and why it should be your first choice. Before I get started, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of some of our faculty members, our department chair, Dr. Masood Makrashi, Dr. Mike Eklund, and Dr. Akram Azim. The first question that may come to your mind is, well, what is software engineering and how is it different from computer science? Well, software engineering is really about the application of engineered principles to the analysis, design, development, testing, and management of software systems. So another way to look at this is really about applying the engineering design process to the design, development, testing, evaluation, and deployment and maintenance of software systems. So the first step in the engineering design process is to ask questions. What is the problem you're trying to solve? Next, to brainstorm solutions and design trade-offs, and then to imagine solutions, build those solutions, evaluate them, and as you can see, it's an iterative process. Well, this engineering design process is very important to apply to the development of software systems because it will allow us to build and deliver software systems that are reliable as well as secure. Also, it will allow us to find defects in the system early on, because research has shown the exponential cost of fixing bugs in software systems. So as you can see in this diagram, it's fairly cheap to fix bugs at the requirements or coding stage. But once the system is in production, it is very difficult and costly to fix bugs. A very good example of this is the Phoenix Pay system that is used by the government of Canada, which you may have heard about in the news. It was meant to save $70 million a year. That was the plan, but it's expected that it will cost up to $2.2 billion by 2023 to get it, because right now it's functional, but there are all kinds of problems with it. The engineering design process is a fundamental thread in our software engineering curriculum, starting with first year. As you can see, there are 3 courses in first year that focus on engineering principles, coding, and the engineering design process. So as it has mentioned before, we have a common first year so that all of our software engineering students, all engineering students take the exact same courses in year 1. Also, we do have an IoT specialization, Internet of Things specialization for our program. If you would like to see the full program map, whoops, let me hide this. Please grab your phone and scan this QR code. This will allow you to see our software engineering program map. Now let me see if I have it here somewhere so I can talk about it as well. So here is the program map. The program map that we have, or our program, is state-of-the-art. Our program includes courses that are only available at the graduate level in other universities. So you might be wondering what programming languages you will be learning. Well, in year 1, we teach C++. In year 2, we teach the Java programming language. Also, we have a course about web programming where students will learn about JavaScript. And from there, it's really up to them what language they would like to use for projects or the Capstone project. Again, we have all kinds of courses. So here, for example, in 3rd year, we have a course about artificial intelligence, introduction to artificial intelligence. In 4th year, these are some of the courses that I teach, distributed systems. I also teach one of the electives about cloud computing. And in 4th year, we also have the Capstone project, which is over 2 semesters. So our curriculum is really hands-on. Almost all of our courses have a lab component, so that the theory learned in the classroom is applied in a lab setting. All of our courses are taught by experienced faculty members. All of our faculty members have PhDs in their area of specializations. We all have some form of industrial or research and development experience. And all of our faculty members, not only they are leaders in their area of specializations, but they are really passionate about teaching and working with students. Our programs are market-oriented by design. As I mentioned, all of our courses have a lab component embedded into them. This hands-on experience really allows our students to find co-op and internship jobs or positions. So these are some of the students who are currently taking courses with me, and also they are graduating this year. Ashley Sun, for example, she has done a 16-month internship at Enbridge. We have students at IBM, Thales, and other places. Here there are some more students who have spent their co-op or internship at, let's say, Uber, IBM, Shopify, Amazon. If you would like to see the list of Capstone projects that were completed last year, please scan this QR code. It will take you to the list of Capstone projects, and you will be able to see video clips of the various projects. So I'm going to leave it here for 3 seconds so that you can scan this QR code. All right, moving on. I think you have seen the lab spaces that we have, or the different labs in different buildings. Most of our students utilize the hardware labs in the CERC building. But for software engineering labs, everything that you need is either on your laptop or hosted in a data center in the cloud. Software engineering is really a hot topic. There are all kinds of jobs in the industry today, and the reason for this, because everything that we do today is empowered by software, from the thermostats in our living rooms to the autonomous vehicles to cell phones and so on. Including coffee shops. If you think about roll up the rim, we no longer do it physically. We use our phones to roll up the rim. So even coffee shops are becoming software companies. So every company eventually will be a software company, because they have to, they need software engineers to develop things for them. So as I mentioned, our program is really hands-on. The co-op and internship positions that we provide to students, or students are able to get, it really helps them to end up with a full-time position when they graduate. Many of these students have actually done their co-op or internship at the company that they are working for. Myrna Zuhri, for example, she has done. I know she has done a couple of co-op positions at OPG, IBM, and now she's a product designer at Shopify. So that they work at all kind of places. Also, we encourage our students, those who would like to start up their own companies, or maybe to do graduate studies. So Daniel Smolin was one of our software engineering graduates, and now he is a PhD student at Carnegie Mellon University. Jonathan Gillette, he is one of our software engineering graduates. He is a Bitcoin guru, so he decided to establish his own company in Pickering. Mohammed Vidut is another example. He co-founded a company called Imagine.ai, where they utilize machine learning algorithms for water municipalities. So their company, after 1 year, it was acquired by a company in the US called Innovize. And just last week, Innovize was acquired by Autodesk for $1 billion. So Mohammed Vidut, one of our software engineering graduates, he graduated in 2017. I think this is one of the hot questions or hot topics about software engineering versus computer science. Well, what is the difference between them? So last semester, I was teaching a course in distributed systems. I have about 75 students in 4th year, and I asked them the exact same questions because I would like to know what they think. So these are some of the answers that they have provided. That software engineering focuses on engineering aspects of building large-scale systems, where computer science focuses on the science behind machines. So it's more math-focused and more coding. Software engineering is more hands-on and practical. Another important aspect is that software engineering covers hardware interfacing. Because of the common first year, you will be learning about physics. In second year, you will be taking a couple of courses about electronics and electrical engineering fundamentals. Also, what else can I tell you? Oh, one final thing I would like to mention about software engineering versus computer science, especially for those students who are not sure which program to go into. I always encourage students to start with software engineering. If they don't like it, switch to computer science. And the reason for this, because it's an easier transfer from software engineering to computer science because of the structure of the curriculum. So it's easier to transfer from software engineering to computer science rather than computer science to software engineering. It is possible, but you are not going to get credit for all of the courses that you complete in computer science. Finally, if you would like to learn more about the Capstone projects that are happening this year, we do have our Capstone Virtual Expo happening on Friday, April the 9th. So if you would like to attend, please scan this QR code. It will take you to a Google form where you will be able to register, and then we will provide you with the information so that you can attend the virtual expo and see what students have been developing. This year we have 154 students in electrical and software engineering. They are working in teams of 4 to 5 students, so we have a total of 38 projects. I highly encourage you to attend. You will see some of the state-of-the-art projects that students are working on. Finally, I would like to stop here. If you do have any questions, feel free to email me. If you would like to learn more about our engineering programs, scan this QR code and it will take you to this website. So I'm going to stop here and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Q. We did get a few questions about what programming languages. I know there were specifically a few people interested in if we would be learning Python. Can you touch on a few of the programming languages you learned throughout the 4 years?
All right. Well, how about Sydney? Sydney, you are a 4th-year software engineering student. So can you answer that question? And then I'm happy to answer it as well.
Yeah. So in first year, you have introduction to programming, and that's all of the engineers. Everybody learns that no matter what discipline, and that's in C++. And then in second year, you get to learn a bit of web programming. So you get a bit of HTML, CSS. You also get to learn Java in object-oriented programming. There is also, what else is there? Yeah, we do a lot of C with embedded systems. There is Python in AI. So I'm taking Introduction to AI right now, and we're learning Python there. So you do get your Python fix. What else?
You also do a bit of assembly programming in microprocessors and computer architecture.
Yes, that one's also really cool to learn.
And you do some C and shell programming in the systems programming course.
Yeah.
Also in operating systems, you are free to use whatever language you want, but I believe C and C++ are highly recommended there. Yes. Distributed systems, we do the labs and the programming assignments in Java, and then students are welcome to use any language they want for the project. This semester, I'm teaching an elective course about cloud computing. The students have complete choice what language they would like to use. They use all kind of web development frameworks using Python, Java, PHP, JavaScript. It's their choice.
Yeah, you definitely get to cover a lot.
It's really important while our courses are hands-on. I always encourage students to get involved with side projects. because that's what employers would like to see. They would like to see your involvement with side projects so that you have more things to show when you go for the interview.
Yeah, I can't agree more. Perfect. Thank you so much. So now I think, oh, Michael, do you have a question?
Yes, in terms of internships though, but I was like, yeah, probably that is too many years ahead, so I don't think I should worry about that now.
No worries. You can always ask the question and at least keep it in the back of your mind for in a few years.
Yeah, it's just that it depends on the kind of company you go to, like what you have and what you have to offer in the kind of company you're going to. Does it really matter, or does it just rely on just you getting experience? Does it just happen randomly?
I think Astrid would be might be able to answer that question. She works at our co-op office.
Yep, of course. So great question, Michael. So in terms of co-ops and internships at our school in the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science, what we do is we actually work really closely with the students. So the students will come in, they'll book appointments with us, and we'll really spend time with them to learn more about themselves and where they'd like to work. And we'll kind of do a job search with them in terms of what are some companies out there that might be of interest. And then kind of based on that, you would apply to some companies through our school portal. So maybe it'll help if I kind of explain the program a little bit and what the requirements are and stuff. So here at Ontario Tech, students would apply to be a part of the co-op and internship program once they've entered their second year of study. And the reason for that is because we base it off of your first year marks. So as long as you have a GPA of 2.3 or higher, you would be accepted into the program. After that, what would happen is that you would have access to those jobs that are specifically on our school's portal. So then you can kind of look at those, see which ones would apply to you, and then you can apply. But then we also encourage students to apply to jobs through LinkedIn, through Workopolis, and some other avenues that way as well. So just to increase the chances of you getting a position.
Okay, thank you. I was also wondering that if they just had to be interested in you, or you could just go and apply to them randomly, but you've answered my question nonetheless.
Great.
I think there are a couple of questions in the chat, one about the IoT. So the Internet of Things is basically a network of devices. So here I would like to show you the IoT specialization. So the specialization is a fourth-year option. So you would specialize in your fourth year. So as you can see, if I compare this with software engineering, here you have 3 elective courses. So with the IoT specialization, you no longer have elective courses. So we tell you which courses you should be taking. So mobile application development, cloud computing, machine learning and data analytics, as well as design and analysis of IoT software systems.
Thank you so much. And then I also see Dr. Eklund has his hand raised. Go ahead.
Thanks. I just saw Brianna asked a question about what kind of, I was trying to read again, make sure I got it right, but there's so many questions I can't keep up. But asking what kind of career opportunities there are for electrical engineers. I can relate my personal experience. So I graduated with a bachelor's degree, and I ended up working for a company that made airplane simulators, full flight simulators that were sold around the world. And I had the opportunity to travel quite a bit with that job. I worked there for about 6 or 7 years before I went back to grad school and ended up becoming a professor. And that involved a variety of different types of engineers there, but electrical engineers were highly sought after in that because there was a lot of control systems involved and a fair bit of programming. With that, some of my other classmates ended up in different areas. One became a patent agent, for example, doing a lot of work for companies like BlackBerry at the time and others that are doing a lot of electrical engineering development and patenting. And another friend of mine ended up at Scholastica. There's quite a variety of career progressions for electrical engineers. Certainly big companies like Ontario Power Generation, Hydro One, are big employers of electrical engineers, but you know, there's a lot of tech companies as well around. There's quite a variety. Electrical engineering, as Dr. Dong presented earlier, is a very broad field with a lot of different career progressions that are possible, and it's certainly a good background for many of those. I hope that kind of addressed your question, Brianna.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I see Farhan also has something to say.
Yeah, I just want to add to that, actually. So I was doing an internship recently on the OPG's Darlington refurbishment project. And just to give you a glimpse of sort of what career opportunities you could have in the future, you know, I was working as a field engineer / a project coordinator. So we were in charge of being the bridge between, let's say, a professional engineer who is designing the systems for that refurbishment and relaying it onto the electricians, right? So there's so many different opportunities that you have, starting from that designer perspective to even working in the field where you can really get an understanding for what the design is going to be, what the final design is, and then you convince or you sort of work with the electricians to implement that design. So there's lots of cool opportunities, and even in the nuclear reactor, it's just there's so many like it's so crucial, and safety is a huge aspect. And even within the electrical industry, I was talking to somebody at CNSC, and they require electrical engineers over there as well to get an understanding for you know, what the safety aspects of when you're dealing with electrical systems. So such a huge variety of opportunities for electrical engineers.
Yeah, and if I could just add to what Farhan just said and what I was saying, I think we're seeing such a both electrical and software engineering. A shout out to my colleagues in software engineering as well. But it's becoming such an important part of so many different industries right now. I mean, here in Oshawa, we're, you know, General Motors town for a long time. You just look at the way that vehicles are going in the manufacturing and development of the automotive industry right now. How much, you know, the electrification and the amount of software that goes into those vehicles. These are two really critical areas that we need people coming into, and Canada needs to support those industries. And there's going to be tremendous opportunities, I think, for students going into those both of these areas. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I do see lots of questions coming in the chat, so thank you for that. Don't worry, I am writing them all down, and I see we have a few people also answering questions. But before we do move into our question and answer period, I do want to hear from one more professor. So Dr. Azim is going to talk with us today about a little bit about Capstone. I know this is a kind of a buzzword you guys have been hearing all day. So really what Capstone is, and more specifically software. So go ahead, Dr. Azim.
Thank you, Sydney, for giving me an opportunity to talk to the audience. So just give me a moment. I need to share my screen. I hope you all can see my screen here.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be just like, you know, showing you all just some demos. I mean, these are just few demos of all. And obviously, as Dr. Q mentioned, that we have an upcoming exhibit coming on April 9th. Feel free to enroll for that to see some nice work that students have done over the last 8 months. But this is an excellent opportunity for all of you to work on some Capstone projects. I can share, like, before I describe these videos, I mean, a few things I would like to mention, that this year, even though the pandemic has hit and we have been trying to do everything online, I have been supervising 3 capstones, and all of these capstones have an industry partner. So, we have, 3 industry partners who are actively working with us on these Capstone projects. So, and students are getting some experience talking to them, and also they are also getting prepared, how to enable themselves for the upcoming, job market. So I would start with this, video. So this video is gonna show you a demo that the students have worked on. And they have created a cleaning machine from scratch. So everything you see in here has been built from scratch. So there is no audio in here, so you can just like read the text in here. So they have here created the frame, and they have created a pathfinding and obstacle detection algorithm implemented in the board on board, so that it does detect the obstacles properly. And they have tried to advance the state of the art that you can find in the market. So they have shown that, you know, whatever you can get in the market, you know, as a cleaning machine, you can even do it much better, because they here use also a LiDAR. You have heard of that word probably, and also LiDAR, a camera, as well as another infrared sensor to fusion all of these kinds of obstacle detection, and then avoid them properly. And you know, so it was an interesting project that they have done over a period of 8 months, and it was a 2018 project. And you know, and it's an excellent thing that you can also see that, you know, the student, one of the student who was part of this Capstone project, also has pursued to do a higher study, you know, with us at Ontario Tech. And they also have implemented a mobile app to control all of these robot functionalities, you know, online, so that you can do all of these functionalities control via the app. So this is one of the many examples of the Capstone project that they have done. Now I'm gonna show you another one.
Work with you, either the admissions team or your advisor, to make those plans over the next 3 years of your study.
So we've had a few people join us. Welcome. Thanks for coming. And I see some familiar names as well. So thanks for rejoining us. Hope you enjoyed the faculty sessions that you had an opportunity to attend. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or just turn your mic on and ask away. We have a couple questions we haven't yet had an opportunity to address. One from Princess Kubila. If you get the Bachelor of Arts in Legal Studies from Ontario Tech, does that allow you to get a master's degree with us as well? Certainly, we will consider graduates of our college to university transfer programs for admission to our master's programs. The only thing I will mention is I am 99% sure that we do not offer a Master of Arts in Legal Studies. The closest would be a Master of Arts in Criminology, and I believe there's also a Master of Arts in Forensic Psychology as well. So those are probably your two closest bets if you have a legal studies degree at the undergraduate level.
Project, and it's an interesting project as well.
Question from Jeanette. Entry scholarship, Saskatchewan residents, does this count for top 6 classes? So just to clarify, Or you're looking to find out what your scholarship would be based off of?
Yes, like my daughter has taken a calculus 30 AP class, and that's kind of brought her average down. Like she was hoping to get like 95% plus scholarship, but the calculus AP class has brought it down. She ended up getting an 82 in it. So I was wondering if that's just your top 6 or whether they would count the AP class, because that is kind of a university class.
If there is an alternative class, Catherine, go ahead.
Saskatchewan is top 5. Just so you know. So we're looking at their top 5 classes from Saskatchewan. So if
and they don't necessarily have to be prerequisite courses either, just like
that's correct. So like if that extra one you're talking about, the AP class is a 6th course or 7th, then it doesn't have to be used in the scholarship calculation.
Now that we all know about the
okay, so as long as it's the top 6.
take a look at
5. For Saskatchewan, it's only
5
classes, yeah.
Okay, so even if like she's taken psychology 30, would that count?
Yeah, we can use that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
Let's help Ani communicate.
We have another question. I have a question about software engineering program. My ENG for you is 70. Can I still enroll in the program? Yeah, so the minimum English grade to get into engineering is 60%. But that said, you still have to have an overall average, minimum average of 70%, as well as an average of 70% too. But if you have 65 in English and higher grades and all the other prereqs which make up for it, then we will still consider you for admission.
As we can see from the interface, Ani looks like he has to go to the bathroom. He's also quite
No problem.
hungry. Maybe we should get him something to eat. The interface keeps updating every few seconds to keep us up to date on Ani's feelings.
And Amy's also posted some helpful links about our Big 5 scholarships, chancellors, presidents, and founders.
About our Capstone.
Those range from, was it 20 to 36,000 Canadian?
So as you have seen that we have some excellent
I guess I could click on the link.
Line up here, and there will be, there are some strong
follow-up question from Yash.
Strong collaboration.
Is the average for international students from India also calculated on the basis of top 5?
Encourage students to work on these state-of-the-art projects.
Yeah, so the best thing to do, if you're talking about admission specifically,
I have a question.
Admission consideration, then
I saw in that video that I saw pain.
That's a specialized chat.
But it was at 1,
officers are in there,
not 0.
and they would be best equipped to answer
I was quite
questions.
confused.
But if you're specifically talking about scholarships, then there's also a separate room for financial student
when we
awards
were
and
analyzing
financial
his
aid.
brainwaves, and I saw pain.
I should mention though that for international students, the scholarships that are listed in the chat above, chancellors, presidents, and founders, those are specifically for graduates of Canadian high schools. That there are some scholarships specific for international students, like our Global Leadership Award,
right.
GLA.
So yeah, we have a machine learning expert.
A question from Alec. Sending a transcript directly from the Calgary Board of Education does not give me the option to attach my Ontario Tech student ID. Is there something I can do to ensure it gets received and verified? Amy, if you're comfortable answering that, then you can feel free to chime in. But I would say that as long as the name on your transcript is your given name and the name that you applied to the university with, then we would be able to match the transcript. There's other identifying information on there too, like date of birth, that if we were unsure or there were 2 people with the same name, we'd be able to dig a little bit deeper and do that comparison.
Okay, thank you very much.
But Amy, Catherine, feel free to chime in if I miss anything.
Yeah, another option as well is we've had students when they have their name changed, send us an email just letting us know this is what's going to be on my transcript, this is what my current name is, And then we keep a document that has information.
All right, so next we're going to
so every
head
time
into
we're
some Q&A.
receiving something, if we
so
can't find it, we can search it.
To hear from
just
more professors,
reading off of what
some
we've
of our students, and
collected.
also academic advisors.
And when we go into the office, the same thing. If the transcripts come in and we actually physically see them, we can't find the student. Then if I take my list out and compare it to
a little bit more about
may have had a name change,
and then also
we will locate it that way as well. As long as, like Adam said, if there's date of birth on there as well.
In Canada, all over the world,
would definitely
what does a PNG get you?
I was just going to add, Alex.
Yeah, PNG is a kind of
the nice thing now with things being
professional actually certificate. When you are working in under a professional engineer, then you know one of the kind of good things you can study at Ontario Tech or other engineering schools is you are working under professional engineers. And for example, all of us in ECE, ECSE, we are professional engineers, and then you practice under that supervision, and it can count towards some of the criteria you need to get PNG after your graduation. But you have to take some exams, and you can practice in Ontario. And but if you go to other provinces, it is just, you know, you have to get the license. I don't think you have to take exam. And for other countries, no, they have, because, you know, engineering is a regulated profession, like law, like accounting, and like medicine. This is, you know, self-regulated profession. This is why in every society and community they have their own regulations and code of conduct. And this is why, you know, as engineers, we are protecting our profession for good practice, good for ethics, and for law. And during 4 years, you will have some courses like ethics and law and software and project management in both in electrical engineering and software engineering, and you will learn how to design, and then how to practice, and how to kind of follow design principles. And this way you can, for example, if you are electrical engineer, you can practice as electrical engineer in the engineering community, and as a software engineering, you can practice as software engineer community. I think Dr. Q and Dr. Ming and Dr. Azim, you can add more if you like. But my understanding, students should take exams, yes, law and ethics. Am I right or no?
Yes, they are required to take an exam. As you mentioned, it is a regulated profession. So basically our graduates from our programs, because it's an accredited program, they do receive an iron ring, which is a reminder of the ethical responsibility they have for society when they design and develop systems. The co-op and internship experience counts towards the 4-year experience required. Yes. So after graduation, students are required to, or graduates are required to have 4 years of experience in order to become a licensed professional engineer.
Yes. And my experience, based on my experience, because I had to take the exams because I was in, you know, not in this country, especially law and ethics was difficult, but for our students it's easier because they learn in the school, they have the enough skills, and I think they can pass easier. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. Like Dr. Q mentioned, the iron ring is something really special to engineering. Not very many programs receive something like that at the end, so it's definitely a kind of a bonus for engineering as well.
It's a part of identity, yes.
Yes, yeah, definitely part of identity. I know my my boyfriend just received his, so he's very excited about that. So moving on, so Astrid, we have a lot of interest in the co-op program. So can you kind of give us another general overview of the co-op program? And then also, how do students get a co-op placement?
So in terms of our co-op program, so like I mentioned, it is something that you don't apply to when you're in high school. So it'd be a program where once you're accepted into the university and you've started your program, what would happen is that while you're in second year, you would apply to be a part of the co-op and internship program. So as long as you have a CGPA, so a cumulative GPA of 2.3 or higher, which is approximately a 70%, I believe, you'll be accepted into the program. And then what happens is that typically our students, after second year, they'll go out on a 4-month co-op. So for that summer, from May to August, they'll come back to school, they'll finish their third year, and then they'll go out on a 16-month internship. So a much longer kind of work placement to get more work experience. Those two different, so that co-op after second year and the internship after third year don't have to be at the same company. They can be at different companies and organizations, which is really neat because you can get that different experience. In terms of, I think the other question, Sydney, was like how we, like what kind of help or what kind of services? Like
yeah, what kind of help does a student actually get a co-op job?
Yeah, so in terms of students actually getting the co-ops and internships, so we work really closely with all our students, and since the program is a voluntary program, so what that means is that it's not mandatory in order for you to get your degree. So you can still graduate without doing a co-op and internship, but we don't really recommend that because you want to get that work experience, right? You want to figure out what you enjoy doing. You want to have that opportunity to really use the skills and the knowledge that you've applied in your courses and then transfer that over into the workplace and see what works best for you, right? So we really do encourage all our students to go out on a co-op and internship. So what we will do is you can book appointments to meet with us. We'll sit down with you. We'll work on your resume with you, cover letter. We'll talk about like interview questions. We'll brainstorm some potential companies you can apply to. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to where you really want to work, right? Like what are your interests? And then based off of that, we'll work with you. We'll reach out to any companies that maybe we don't have a partnership with yet. So our school does have a lot of partnerships with different companies and organizations, and they'll actually ask us to post on their behalf on our school portal. So that's how a lot of our students will apply to these co-ops and internships. So that's one way. But since our program is still growing, we don't have all the companies and organizations listed on our school website, right? So we still do encourage students to look on LinkedIn, reach out to HR, right? Any contacts that you have as well. And then if you need any help on our end, kind of following through and seeing if that company particularly would be looking to hire a co-op and internship student and maybe they haven't in the past, we'd be more than happy to do that, right? So that way you can kind of get that experience there. I don't know if that answers, hopefully that answers that question.
It sounds good to me. Yeah, that's exactly how my experience has been with it. Perfect. All right, so I definitely want to hear from our students today because I realize that we are all of a sudden reaching the end of our time together. So I was wondering if we could get, if maybe Arzika, can you kind of touch on what a typical day as a student looks like?
So right now I'm at home right now. So what normally looks like for me is I go to my classes, I attend lectures, or I attend tutorials, or I attend online labs. Or there would be some days where I don't have classes at all, so I would just sit and work. And sometimes after all my classes, I'm in various clubs, so I go to club meetings.
Awesome. What clubs are you in?
So I'm part of the Women Engineering, the Engineering Society, the Student Law Association, Ontario Tech Toastmasters, Engineering Without Borders, Islamic Relief, and yeah.
Awesome, you're everywhere. That's awesome. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different clubs that students can get involved in. Thank you so much. So maybe Bhavik, can you kind of touch on what types of projects you've worked on? Maybe if you can remember any first year projects in Eng design or any specific software ones that you've worked on and what that's like.
Yeah, so actually last year I was in Professor Macrecci's class for artificial intelligence, and one project I actually remember specifically is we designed a bot for a Mancala game to play against the online computer. So that was really interesting because there was many different types of approaches to coding your bot. And there was many different types of algorithms and breadth first search and depth first search. And it was just, that was interesting because you're playing an online game. You're just trying to create a different bot every time to improve your bot to see if you could beat the online computer.
Awesome. Yeah, it does sound really fun. And I'm really sad that I was able to missed out on that project. It sounded cool. Ali, can you tell us a bit maybe about more electrical projects, maybe some upper year ones or any first year ones that you had?
So for electrical, we worked on quite a few projects. I think one of my favorite ones was in third year, we take design principles of engineering. I took that with you, Professor Eklund. And in that class, we made it was a gesture-controlled music player, and so you could use your hands and you'd be able to if you want to switch, go to the next song, you'd swipe, and then if you wanted to raise the volume, you could kind of raise your hand and use all these sensors that detected how far your hands were, how fast it was moving to do all that, and then we programmed it. Using Python, it was interfaced using an Arduino board. So that was, I think, one of my most exciting projects that we did. But yeah, so you can expect things like that in electrical engineering. Definitely a combination of hardware-related stuff and software, and so there's definitely a lot to do with electrical.
That sounds really cool. Nice. And Farhan, I know you also have a job while working to pursue your degree. Can you talk about maybe work study and how you kind of balance that?
Yeah, for sure. So I actually am an instructor with the engineering outreach group. So I teach grade 9 and 11 students on concepts of physics and electricity. And actually for grade 11s, I'm teaching them on microgrid systems. I'm in smart grid systems, and I'm going to take the courses next year, but I sort of had to learn those courses so that I can teach them the basics. So there was a little bit of self-learning, but essentially the balance is kept because you really need to prioritize and you really need to understand that what it is you want from life. So I realized that I want to be involved in as many things as I can in order to help the society. I'm running for president for Engineers Without Borders next year. I'm an advocacy lead right now with Engineers Without Borders. So, with all these social aspects that's going on, I think it's important that, you're studying, but as well as you're focusing on the aspects outside of your program as well, just to have a balance, just to get an understanding for, after graduation, what do you really want to do? And especially during my co-op terms, one thing that I learned is that sometimes you may know that this is exactly where I want to be, but a lot of the times that this is somewhere that I don't want to be. So it's like an easy cross out thing, right? So there's no loss. There's nothing that you can really lose from doing these work study programs. Plus, if you have, if you're if you need financial assistance, this really helps you out as well. So it's totally was a game changer. I got to make lots of connections with high school teachers that really sort of helped me understand the student mentality. And even when you're sitting in a classroom with all these professors, you really can understand why they are doing the things the way they're doing it, right? It just gives you a better perspective on life in school in general.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I also saw a couple questions in here about kind of the how a student goes through university, if it's all in 4 years, if it can be in 5 years. So I really just want to touch on that. Your university experience can be super dynamic and kind of modular as you want. I'm taking 5 years, even though it's a 4-year program. You can extend your program. I was like, yeah, you know what, 6 courses a semester, that's just too much for me. So I lowered it down to 4, and now I'm taking 5 years. You can also extend it if you take an internship. If you're taking 16 months, you just extend your program by a year. But it's super modular. You don't have to do it exactly in 4 years. And with that, so I am going to send a link to the Connect With Us page through the university. And then I also get Brittany to post the first year engineering advisor email in the chat. So if you have any other questions or you want any more opportunities to learn about Ontario Tech, you can check out that link, or you can forward any questions you have to the first year advisor. And with that, I want to say thank you so much to all of our panelists. I know we kind of rushed through it at the end there because it's such a fun conversation to have with you all today. So thank you very much for you all taking your time. And thank you for all the students who are here today and taking your time to get ready for university. It's a really exciting time, and we really, really can't wait to see you virtually or hopefully slightly in person come September. So thank you very much and have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Enjoy your day.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Great job, Sid. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Astrid. Bye.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
What is the mark you need to get to enter?
Brittany?
The mark, your average, the average percentage you need to enter.
Yeah, so it changes every semester, but I think Brittany might have this year's entrance.
Yeah, so it does fluctuate, but it's usually between high 70s and low 80s.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a great day, Michael. I also see Dylan's got a couple questions in here. So how big are the class sizes? So in first year, your biggest class size is going to be 250. That's our biggest lecture hall. And then throughout the years, it gets smaller and smaller. I think a couple fourth year classes, my friends say there's like 20 people in it. So it starts kind of bigger and gets smaller. And then you also mentioned something about class times. So classes can start as early as 8, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think my latest class has gone to about 8:30 or 9, but usually they're over at 6:30-ish. But it does kind of have a range. So you can kind of, in first year, you have a bit of a freedom to kind of pick your schedule. But then after that, it's a little more specific. There's might be only one time offered, but that's about the range.
Yeah, so Sid, I will just say for the first years, you have the most options because you're the biggest group, because you all take the same courses. So we do try to help students. If you know you don't wake up well in the mornings, then we do try to help students pick those afternoon classes and shape their schedule that way. And there is the most flexibility in first year. And then like Sid says, as you go up in the years, it gets a little bit more restricted. But they do try to keep all of your lectures during the daytime, latest about 6:30, and then the labs can fluctuate kind of in the day or in the evening.
And then he also asked, what happens after you accept your offer of admission?
Very exciting. So if you do accept an offer of admission, we're super excited to hear that. Essentially, they give you a conditional offer. So they tell you exactly what you need to maintain your average at. You finish out the high school year. Once you've finished your high school, graduated from high school, you do send a final transcript in, and that just checks the box that you've maintained the average that they were looking for. And then the orientation programming starts, I think, as early as May. So we start connecting with you. There's, like Ellen had mentioned, there's some pre-university programs that are going to happen in the summer. So if you want to make sure you're caught up on the calculus, the physics, the writing, you can do that ahead of time. And then orientation events begin July, August. We want to start integrating you into our community as soon as possible, so that when you get here in September, you feel like you know at least a little bit about what's going on, and that you're ready to start, because as our upper years know, as soon as it starts in September, it starts. So we want to make sure that you are prepared and ready to do that.
Awesome. And then, okay, so Di also asked about the co-op fees. So I believe, so it's every semester. So every 4 months, it's $624. So if you're on a 16-month internship, that's going to be is 624 times 5, 6. I don't know. Oh my gosh, how many semesters are in 16 months? But it's every 4 months you get charged that 624. So hopefully that clears it up. Perfect. And then also somebody got their acceptance in the mailbox. Congratulations. Does that mean you got accepted to a particular program? They just need to click confirm. Is that correct?
Yeah, so if you applied to a specific program, you probably would have been given entrance to that specific program. If you apply to the comprehensive, then that's that general first year, and then you'll do that change of program after first year. But yeah, if you are ready to accept, we encourage you to do so, and you can confirm it, and then you're in our system as starting in September, and we'll, like I say, start reaching out to you probably as soon as May. So we're excited to hear if that's the case for you.
Are there any more questions? And slide of the software engineering slide. Yes, so I got your email and I will get in contact with Dr. Q and I will see if he can grab me the slides that I can forward to you. Thank you. Stay safe as well. Are there any other questions here? Yep, just post your email in the chat and I will CC it on for you as well. Khalid, Dylan, Abby, any other questions? Thank you. Perfect, thank you. Thanks, Dylan. Have a great day. Have a good day. Stay safe.